everyone, and welcome to Jammin Jukebox Radio Show. I am your host, DJ Delta Dawn, and welcome, and welcome to Tuesday. It is Tuesday night here on our show, and that is okay because we've got a great guest lined up tonight, and we're waiting for them to call in now. So while we're waiting, I'll just chat with you guys for a few. Excuse me. How was your day today? How did things go? How's your week this week so far? Is it off to a great start? Is it off to a crappy start? Is it kind of in between? I don't know about your part of the world where you live, but it's been rather unseasonal. We had kind of a weird summer. It was kind of it wasn't blazing hot like it is normally in the North Carolina area, and with tons of humidity, but the temperature was like low 80s today and beautiful outside. I mean, and of course the humidity was down, so that was a plus. But I mean, really, it is like unbelievable how the weather has been in our area. Normally, we're not treated this kindly. If you've ever been to North Carolina in the summertime or early fall, then you know what I'm talking about. But today has been absolutely gorgeous, and I was just as I was sitting down inhaling my dinner, as I so often do before a show. I did watch the weather, and there are a couple of tropical storms brewing in, out in the Atlantic, and there's one that they're saying could hit the Gulf region and swing up, and by Monday or late Monday, early into Tuesday, we could be getting torrential rain from it. So I'm hoping and praying that the path just kind of takes a U-turn and goes elsewhere. I've often said that any weather that we get that comes from the Gulf, we get hammered here in the Carolinas. It can be pretty brutal. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But if you're listening from that region, just be on the lookout, because I think, you guys may be in for a weekend bout of a bad storm. So hopefully it won't become more than a tropical depression or a tropical storm, but you just never know this time of year. So, but the good thing is today is October 1st, and I just want to show of hands out there. How many of you are just in disbelief? Like, where did September go? Because I blinked and it was like it's October 1st. And guys, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer here, but do you realize how close we are to Christmas? Like, in 30 days, it's going to be Halloween. And I love this time of year. I mean, I really do love this time of year. But I just haven't quite gotten my head wrapped around the whole concept of how quickly the summer went by, and now we're just in the middle of fall. I mean, it's like it was July 4th last week, it feels like. And so here we are, in a little over a month, we are going to be in full-on holiday season mode. And I love this time of year. I mean, from the time school starts in late August, September to New Year's, I love it. I love every aspect of it. I love all the things. And so if there is anything about this season that you love, we'd love to hear from you. And you can tweet us at Jammin Jukebox and just let us know what your favorite thing is about this year. I mean, gosh, there's so much to do. You think about it. There's bonfires, and there's hay rides, and there's parties, and there's scare mares, and there's haunted houses, and oh my gosh, it just goes on and on and on. And for us here in North Carolina, the weather is so nice. I think that's one of the reasons why I love this time of year, because usually we come out of such a hot summer that by the time we get into fall, the weather is wonderful, so we want it to last. And so I just love it. I mean, our leaves here are changing, and it's all the trees are starting to get full of color, which last year was kind of a dismal fall. This year they're so vibrant, and it's just beautiful. And so I hope wherever you live, wherever you're listening from, that you're getting to experience the same. So it is a great time of year, and so I'm going to be pumped and stoked. We're going to have lots going on here on our show upcoming, starting in November. We'll start, doing our seasonal shows, and we'll have some artist interviews, but we'll also be doing our Indie Artist Showcase. And if any of you out there who are listening are indies, or you are friends with people who do, play music or record music, if you are working on holiday music to be released for this upcoming season, please get it to us. Email it at music@thejamminjukebox.com. We are currently compiling our library of indie holiday music for the coming season now. It's not the kind of thing we can wait and do when it's upon us. And as fast as time is moving, it is upon us. So needless to say, it is one of those things that it's going to come fast. So if you have music that you're going to be releasing, or you released last year, maybe just didn't get it out there in time, get it to us. We would love to play it on our show here on our Indie Artist Showcase on Saturday nights, which starts at 7 p.m. Eastern. And also, a brand new thing we did this week. This is kind of not new to us, but it is in a way. Many of you may or may not know that in addition to our Jammin' Jukebox radio show here, since 2007, we've had a radio station called Jukebox Junction Radio. And just it's gone through some changes where we hosted it at and everything. Well, but since last week, we have been working behind the scenes this week to get all of our radio stuff for the station itself moved to a completely different server. So now we are up live and broadcasting, and we have two radio shows. We have Jammin' Jukebox Radio, which is not like the interview show that we do here. This is an actual radio station. It plays all kinds of music from the 50s, 1950s all the way to today. We have indie music thrown in the mix. And so we would love to add your music to our station. And it plays 24/7, 365 worldwide. So if you have music, you want to be heard, indies, hey, get it to us, music@thejamminjukebox.com, and we will be happy to get it onto the station and let it be played. And as these songs are, being heard, I'm trying to tweet out. So it's not the kind of thing I can do constantly, but I do it when I see that one of the indies that we've either had on our show here or we played music from on our show. We do try to promote that out to let everyone know that, hey, your song is being played right now. But it is the website. Let me give you the website address while I'm thinking about it. If you go to Radio Nominee, which is RADIONOMY.com, and just search for Jammin' Jukebox Radio, you will find us. And like I said, we play mainstream stuff, we play indie stuff, we play music that you forgot about. And we are constantly adding to our show, our station rather, new music. We're adding old music. We're going into the vault and pulling music out that people forgot about. We really try to make it truly like a jukebox, like jukeboxes of yesterday, and that's the whole concept behind it, because we play everything. We don't, we're not just a one genre kind of station. We don't believe in just doing all pop or all country or whatever. We mix it up, so you just never know what's going to be played next, and that's the beauty of it, and that's what makes it so exciting. So we'd love to play you on our station, so please get your music to us. Again, you can email that to us at music@thejamminjukebox.com. Also, we've for this year, brand new for this year, we have another radio station we've started, which is all holiday music. And this is why we are begging and pleading with all you indies out there who are listening to get your holiday music. Whether you released it last year, 5 years ago, and it's never been heard, you want it promoted, get it to us, and you can send that to yuletideradio@gmail.com. And we also have our Yuletide radio station over on Radio Nominee, and you can just punch in Yuletide Radio, and you'll find us. It's a little snowman with headphones on and sunglasses. He's the coolest thing ever. I haven't named him yet. I don't know. So if you guys have a really cool name for a snowman wearing shades and headphones, let me know. So tweet it to us. Let us know. We are waiting for our guests to call in. As a matter of fact, I think they have just called in, so this is perfect timing. I want to give you a little bit of background on our guests tonight. I'm really excited because we've been playing their music on our Indie Artist Showcase the past couple of weeks, and this past Saturday night we featured one of their songs off of their brand newly released album called I Ran, and they are just awesome. They are a band that resides, they hail from Westchester, Pennsylvania, and they're awesome. They're really good. They are comprised of two core members named Alexander and Anthony Saddic. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And they have been together since 2006. and they just released their debut album entitled Restating the Question as of August, and it is straightforward rock instrumentals paired with raw, versatile vocals, and I can tell you, folks, it is awesome. I've listened to it from start to finish, and it is a great album. So I would like to introduce to you now the GoAround. Hello.
Hello.
Hey,
What's
how are
going
you
on?
guys?
We're good.
Hello. Welcome. Oh, it's not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. As a matter of fact, I was just gabbing in the meantime, so it's okay. I'm sure there's probably many listeners out there who are very glad you guys finally called in. I'm just joking. Well, thank you so much for being here. It's such a treat having you with us tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Well, now who am I talking with? Have I got both Alexander and Anthony?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Well, I'm telling you, as I was saying in the intro just a moment ago, I have listened to your album, Restating the Question, and I want to first compliment you on the album and also to congratulate you on it now being officially released.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So now let's talk a little bit about your background. How did you guys stumble into music? What, is this something that you've kind of done your whole life? Did you just kind of decide when you were in high school to pick up a guitar, or how did it all happen for you?
Yeah, I mean, as kids, both of our parents played music, and they forced us to take piano lessons as little kids, and I wasn't really into the piano. This is Alex speaking. And Anthony loved the piano. So eventually I quit piano lessons and started playing guitar, and two of us started making music together over time, So basically we've been playing music our whole life. We've always been surrounded by it.
That is awesome. And it sounds like it worked out pretty good considering you didn't like the piano, but he did, and you wanted, to pick up the guitar. So everything just worked out great. Now, I have to ask you right out of the gate, what is it like being brothers and being in a band together? I mean, as far as the collaborative efforts go.
Well, I mean, just as I guess anyone would expect, it's got its ups and its downs. As opposed to being in a band with, people that you're not related to, we know each other a lot better than a lot of people know each other, which means that we know we're able to sort of feel what the other person is feeling, which is really good for creative, in a creative sense. But also we know how to push each other's buttons. So when we disagree, a lot more ugly.
It's simultaneously the best thing that could happen, and it's a hard thing as well. So it's good though.
Well, that's okay because in the long run, it makes you better musicians. It makes you a better band, and the fact that you can be in a band together, being siblings, it really says a lot,
Yeah, we love it.
Well, let's talk a little bit about this album. Your debut album is entitled Restating the Question. And, well, I want to back up even before we get into that, if you don't mind. Where did you guys come up with the name The GoAround?
Well, I fly planes, and, aeronautics has always been something that has been really interesting to me. And a go-around is something that a pilot does when they're coming in for a landing, and they decide for one reason or another that it's unsafe or unwise to go through with the landing, so they go back up and they go around and try again. So that's the literal meaning for it, but the imagery behind it is the idea that we want to encourage and uplift people with our music, and it's kind of symbolic of the idea that failure is never final, or that hard and trying times are never permanent. So that's kind of something that we want to say in our music and through the name of our band.
Oh, that's so neat. So now when I think of your band name, it'll be neat to know the backstory behind it. And thank you for sharing that. Well, let's talk about the album because it is full length album. I mean, so many bands nowadays, especially as easy as it is to promote music with all the different social media avenues, are releasing partial albums, 2 or 3 songs at a time, even a song at a time. So, how did you guys manage to release a full length album and it be your debut? I mean, there's not many indies out there that are able to accomplish that right out of the gate. Especially for their debut album.
Well, I think that we sort of made a point to do this because we sort of find it a little bit annoying sometimes when our favorite band, will be like teasing for an album and then they'll end up just coming out with like a short EP. And so I think that we made a point to come out with a full length album right off the bat so that we could really give people an idea of what we're all about, I guess.
And also, both of us are huge fans of listening to albums all the way through because I feel like an album is meant to be an experience. And like too many times nowadays, people people go on iTunes and just buy an artist's like single or their hit and they don't even know the rest of the music. But for us, we both love buying entire albums and sitting down in one sitting and listening to them from start to finish and sort of experiencing what the artist is trying to say and what they're thinking and how they're feeling. It's just, to me, that's really cool. And I didn't want to, even though we're not, massively popular or anything at the moment, that's something that we definitely didn't want to do. We wanted to make sure whoever listened to our album can really appreciate what we were feeling and what we were trying to say.
And I have to say, I give you mad props for doing that because, I think a lot of indies out there now, whether they've received some notoriety for their music or they're just trying to be known, they get kind of, anxious and I think they're trying to give their fan base something, like a song or two. But, the whole full-length album deal is kind of lost on music of today because we have iTunes and we have all these different digital mediums in which people can upload and download music that people are kind of it's just kind of become a choice music market. It's just a pick and choose, this song over that song. You don't have to buy a full length album anymore, and I think it's awesome that that you guys have put out a full length, because it kind of takes me back to my days when you'd go to the record store. There was no iTunes, and you had to buy the full length album. I mean, you could buy a single, but you wanted to get the album because that, you're so correct. That is what really tells what an artist or a band is all about. It's the complete picture of an album.
And also, I feel like it contributes to the live show as well. I mean, I hate so much. You go to a concert nowadays, and people are just sitting in the audience staring at the band the whole time until they play their encore, and then that's the one song everyone sings along to. I like to go to a show and enjoy the whole thing and see how accurately they can perform what's on the album live and what they change, and it's just really interesting.
I think you guys are true musicians because you definitely know the craft very well because you make such a great point. And especially with what it costs to go to concerts nowadays. Be it, the up-and-coming indie band that's charging $25, $30 a pop, to go see them at a local venue somewhere, or a major headline act that's charging upwards of $100 to see them, and you're sitting in a grass field somewhere. You definitely want to know the music. Because you want to feel like you're getting your money's worth, not only on the music side of things, but on the performing side of things. And you do sit there kind of dumbfounded if you don't know the music. And I think that, the trend has become, let's release a song or two, and it's gotten away from the whole full-length concept. And I think listeners are, kind of selling themselves short on getting that experience. And and artists are also kind of selling themselves short in the sake of trying to get something out there quick, if they just take a little extra time and make the whole full-length album, that could make all the difference.
Completely agree, yeah.
Now, I have to talk to you. We have been playing your song, I Ran, here on our Indie Artist Showcase on Saturday nights. As a matter of fact, we just featured it last Saturday and the Saturday before that. And I love this song. And I have to tell you, it's probably my favorite on the album, although I like your album from start to finish. And you're right. your album is one of those that you can pop in and you enjoy it from the first song to the last song. It's not one of those albums where you say, "Oh, I just like track 3 and 4. I'm not going to listen to the rest." I literally just enjoyed it from start to finish. But I have to ask, do you guys have a favorite song on the album?
People ask that all the time, and that's really hard to answer. It seems that the Sunflower song gets the most attention from the public. So, I mean, I definitely love performing a song that people are singing along to. But I would say Iran is probably the most fun to play live. And When I Hit the Bottom.
Yeah, as a keyboarder, When I Hit the Bottom is real fun because I sort of just get to smash on the keys a little bit.
Yeah, and I love blues music, and that I think is a song that we have that has the most of of like a blues swing feel to it, and I love playing that style of music, and I hope that there's going to be a lot more of that on our next album.
Well, and you know what I liked about your album is that you weren't set in just one genre of music. I mean, you kind of, I heard the blues infusion there. I heard the rock, the alternative rock. I mean, even kind of a downtone, almost ballad. And it was neat the way you kind of took a lot of different musical sounds and just kind of made them your own to create this album, because no one can sit there and go, well, the GoAround is a rock band. No, they could be blues. I mean, it's really neat because you've got so many different areas to pull from to make great music, and I love that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons why I enjoyed your album from start to finish, because, it wasn't like some bands where you kind of know what you're getting. You know what niche they're in, their sound, and you kind of, even though the songs may be different, it kind of has that same kind of sound. With your album, each song was different from the other, and it was very interesting and very enjoyable to listen, because, it's kind of listening to a good mix on a radio station where you don't know what song's coming next, and so it really made for a great listening experience for me, and I'm sure it's easy to understand why your fans love to hear you perform live.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it really means a lot to hear that, for real.
Oh, definitely. Now, well, what kind of response is your album, what are you getting as far as your album goes right now? What are listeners saying about it, and what kind of feedback are you getting?
So far, it's been mostly good. People seem to be enjoying it. We play a lot of shows, and people sing along, so obviously people are listening to it and, learning the lyrics and figuring out how the songs go, which is definitely the most gratifying thing, especially like I was saying with these days, people only knowing one song. It's really nice to play a show and have everyone there singing to every song, That's really awesome.
Yeah, it's very cool to have people tell us. We'll get somebody come up to us and tell us, our favorite song on the album is Iran, and then somebody else will say, our favorite song on the album is Overtaken, and then, and we get all these different responses, which is really great, because, it lets us know that we're not like a one-trick pony, I suppose. That's really, really nice to hear. So.
Definitely. Now, and, one of the things I was curious about, just like your band name, where does the inspiration for the album come from, and how did you come up with your title, Restating the Question?
Well, there's a couple of things that go into that. Restating the Question, the very first part of that title is the very last line in the entire album, the very end of the last song, Amber Skies, is when everyone's so out of place, have we all been looking for the same thing? And Restating the Question is we're sort of trying to ask that question throughout the album on every song. The album is supposed to be about self-discovery, Iran is sort of about relationships. When I Hit the Bottom is sort of about dealing with a depression. Overtaken is like a love song. Her Love Is Like Glass is about dealing with like a breakup. And it's just like every song is supposed to be about a different aspect of your life that you're trying to figure out and become who you're supposed to be. And then on top of that, Restating the Question is a lot of these songs on this album we wrote a really long time ago. And when we were in high school, we had an album out where we had some of these songs, and it was, a really poor quality basement recording So literally, some of these songs are being restated and re-recorded and re-released, even though technically it's the first time we're putting them out in the public, on iTunes and all that stuff.
Mhm. Well, I love. I tell you, you guys had a great production team, and the studio that you used is just. It was great. It really does shine through. The music is tight. The sound is tight. I mean, it just comes across crystal clear, and you've done a great job. And you mean to tell me you guys can't be out of high school more than a week or so? I mean, you guys look so young based on the pictures that I've seen.
I graduated in 2010. Graduated last year.
Oh, okay. And you're the oldest, I take it.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, you're the same age as my son. He graduated last year as well, and he's off to college now. So he's actually coming home on fall break this weekend. I can't wait. But yeah, it's just amazing. How far you guys have come and how fast things are happening for you guys. Talk a little bit about some of the doors that are starting to open for you now.
Well, one of the most exciting things is just show opportunities. We weren't really sure how to book shows or anything like that at the beginning, but people start hearing our album and they just start asking us to play shows. And you go to shows and you meet other bands who ask you to play more shows, and you meet sound guys who know producers, who know these people. And we're just making a lot of really sweet connections, which is really fun. And I think that's what it's all about in the music industry, is making connections and making friends. As long as you're respectful and polite and you do a good job, you'll make a lot of friends and you'll make a lot of connections who want to help you move forward, and you can help them move forward at the same time. And it's this push and pull that feels really good. That's really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and another door that's opening for us is we've been, like we said, we released like a sort of crappy version of this album back in high school. So we've been playing these songs for a really long time. We still love them. We're not tired of them in any way. But it's definitely going to be exciting to record another album soon of brand new songs that even our high school friends haven't heard yet. So.
Oh, that's cool. And by the way, what do your high school friends think of your music?
Oh, that's one thing that's actually been really awesome is, a lot of people don't stay in touch with people from high school, and that's something that actually has been tough for us because we don't stay in touch with too many people from high school, but so often we get a message from somebody that I haven't talked to in 4 years since I graduated, that'll just say, I got a message actually just the other day that says, when I'm feeling homesick, I listen to your album, and I still go on YouTube and watch you sing the Sunflower Song and stuff like that, and that always feels really good. So I mean, even the people who are off to college who we don't talk to anymore, they still pay attention to us and help us and support us, and that's really awesome. It's this community that's sort of lasted past graduation, and I think that's really great.
That just warms my heart. As a matter of fact, this is going to tell my age, but I've been out of high school nearly 30 years, and even to this day, my class, high school class, we have a group on Facebook. We still stay in touch. I mean, we're all over the map. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting how some high school classes kind of gel and stay together, even as the years progress beyond high school, and then others kind of just part and go their separate ways. And for you guys, it sounds like, wow, what a rush that, your high school friends hit you up and they send you the emails and they give you the accolades, and they're acknowledging what you're doing, even though you're not talking to them regularly or seeing them for that matter. And that is just too cool.
Yeah, we really enjoy it.
So, you guys, of course, this album just released in August. Are you already at work on the next album?
Yeah, I write a lot of songs. I guess I'm just a very emotional person. But I have a book with well over 100 songs in it. So really, it's just a matter of picking what songs we want to do and getting them recorded.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. That is such a good problem to have, because there's a lot of bands out there that do not have, especially indie bands, that are trying to, to get their stuff out. I mean, gosh, that is awesome. I mean, you've got enough material for now till however long, So, and that's incredible, because that means you're going to always have something coming down the pipes. And, well, good deal. And are you already thinking about kind of a timeline or target of when you might want to try to put out your next album? Like, will it be next year at some point, you think, as a follow-up to the debut?
Yeah, I mean, this is very, very rough but I'm gonna guess I'm aiming for hopefully maybe February or March of next year.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that'll be awesome. That won't even be a full year, and that'll be huge for you guys to be able to do that. And so now, as you progress along, and obviously you guys are building steam in the indie world, and really people are starting to sit up and take notice of you and your music and your performing. And isn't social media just the greatest thing in the world, because it really does help artists get their name out there and get their product out there. And I love the indie music world because the music is so good, and it's producing, great acts like you guys. And I just, as you're progressing along, is there someone that you, or a producer or an artist, and the artist that you would love to work with if you had the opportunity moving forward?
Producers, maybe not so much. We really like having control over our music and doing our own thing. Obviously, there's the stereotypical classics. I mean, it would mean the world to us to someday be able to record a song in, like, Abbey Road or something like that, or Studio 606 or whatever. But honestly, just bands we'd like to tour with. I mean, we're definitely one of those bands that just loves to play live and loves to get all the energy out. We're very energetic. So really the people I would be excited to work with are bands that I would like to play with, and that list is way too long to even where to start.
Well, but I can definitely tell from your album that it's really good live. I mean, and it's, I would hope that at some point you might get to, you're already, in PA, but I would love to see you guys get down to North Carolina so I could come out and see you perform live. I don't get to do that often enough, or as much as I would like to sometimes, but I'm just thinking to hear I Ran in concert or live, you guys performing it would be awesome.
I hope people think it's awesome. And if we're ever down in North Carolina, I'll absolutely give you a call or send you an email, let you know.
Well, please do, because I would certainly try to clear my schedule as best I could to get out to see you guys. I think, and North Carolina has some really good, they have a lot of good places to play, that draw crowds, and so it's a great place, I have to say. but yeah, I would love it. And do you? I mean, you guys are playing a lot of shows, but do you kind of foresee maybe a mini tour coming up in your immediate future?
We would really hope so. That's something we've been thinking about and thinking about for a really long time. We have members of the band right now who aren't official members of the band, who aren't always available. So if we go on a tour, immediately, it's definitely going to have to be like sort of an acoustic, broken down version of a tour. But ultimately, we want to find musicians who are really dedicated and will end up being permanent.
Oh yeah. Well, I have a feeling it's all going to come together for you. I mean, you guys are that good, and you definitely need to be heard. That's why you're on our program tonight. You've got a great album and a great future ahead. I have every belief. And so anything we can do here to promote anything out about your music, your band, where you're going to be appearing, especially if you go on a tour or do something along those lines, let us know. We will be happy to put the word out as much as we can here. So we're happy to do so.
Thank you so much.
Well, it has been an absolute blast speaking with you guys. You guys are so cool, and we'd love to have you back on the show anytime to talk about any new music you have coming out or anything exciting that you want to share with the listeners. We'd love to have you back.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so very welcome. We appreciate your time this evening, and I'm sure we will be in touch with you again very soon.
Absolutely.
All right. Take care, guys.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too now. Goodbye. Well, we have been speaking with Alex and Anthony from the GoAround, and they are the core members of their band, actually started their band. And before we wrap tonight, I want to play for you a cut off of the album, their brand new album called Restating The Question. And this is one we've been playing on our Indie Artist Showcase show. I love this song. This is my favorite on the album, and this is called I Ran. the band is the GoAround, and that is a cut off of their latest release called I Ran. The album is Restating the Question, and that is available for purchase on iTunes and a myriad of other places. If you would like to find out more about the GoAround, you can actually visit their website at thegoaround.com. They also are on Twitter at thegoaround and on Facebook at the same name. So check them out, and if you liked that song, I implore you to check out the entire album. It is good stuff, really rocking, and actually my favorite song, as I said. So anyway, we want to thank them for being our special guest tonight. Great having them with us, and also a huge thanks to all of you for being here as well. And coming up tomorrow night, we have an international pop star in her own right, and she is Norwegian, but she is actually awesome. She is breaking into the U.S. market with a new release called Hero of My Life. Her name is Barbara Kiss, and I must tell you, we have been featuring her song as well on our show. It is absolutely just off the chain good. And so she will be with us at 7 p.m. Eastern on tomorrow evening. And also, mark your calendars for Thursday night. We have Chris Giles, and he is a rocker. And we've also been featuring him on our Indie Artist Showcase. Man, these artists are just unbelievably good. I mean, they are just so good, and this is why I don't listen to mainstream radio anymore. I just don't. The music is too good in the world I live in. But Chris Giles, you want to be sure and tune in on Thursday night. He will be here at 7 p.m. Eastern, and the reason why is because if you go to his website, Chris Giles, you're going to see a guy he has the most stunning tattoos I have ever seen on a person. And if you didn't know he did music, and did music so phenomenally well, by the way, you would believe that he was a tattoo artist. He is awesome, and we are definitely going to be asking him about his tattoos because they are unlike anything I've ever seen. So 7 p.m. Thursday, he will be here. Barbara Kiss is here tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern. So we hope that you'll keep coming back and tune in for some great shows this week. And, of course, I'll just go ahead and say our Indie Artist Showcase this Saturday night is not going to be heard because I have a family event I have to go to on Saturday that's an all-day-long thing. So I will not be able to do the showcase this week, but rest assured we'll be right back next week. So same time, same bat station, right? So anyway, thanks, everyone, for being with us tonight and tuning in. If you're brand new to our program, welcome aboard. We're always glad to have new listeners. And, again, huge thanks going out to Alex and Anthony of the GoAround for being our special guest. So with that, I'll say good night. Have a great night, everyone, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. Eastern. Take care, all. God bless. Good night.
Thanks for listening to tonight's show. You can connect with Jammin Jukebox Radio Show on Twitter at Jammin Jukebox or on Facebook at Jammin Jukebox Radio Show. Check out our website at thejamminjukebox.com. Also, follow us on Blog Talk, where you will be always up to date on every episode as we add it. Each episode is available for immediate download upon the conclusion of each broadcast, and as always, on iTunes. Thank you for joining us.